magandang hapon po sa lahat ng nanonood ng Litrato Philippines at araw po ng Martes, no? October 25. At sa lahat po nanonood ay mamaya-maya po konti makakasama po natin yung ating Miss Earth, no? South Africa. Later, I'll introduce her and then, but first, we would like to invite everyone to watch Litrato Philippines. You can watch us live in our Philippine television by Sky Cable Channel 224 and all TV boxes and DTT boxes nationwide. And of course, you can hear us by our radio station, DZRJ 10 AM, and also in our social media account, facebook.com/DZRJ 10 AM, and our YouTube channel, DZRJ 10 AM, Radyo Bandido. At of course, meron din po kaming apps, Streama apps and Radio Garden apps. You can download via iOS and Android. Then search DZRJ 10 AM. You can watch us in the whole world. You can hear us in the whole world, no? That's the good idea. With simulcast, no? Simulcast, while we are live, they can hear us live as well, no? And then afterwards, we have a TikTok account, DZRJ 810 AM. Yes. But first, but before we introduce our guest, we have a report from Chris Lucas, no? LTO nagsagawa ng random at surprise inspection sa mga bus station, no? Mula sa report ni Chris Lucas. Sir Chris, magandang hapon po.
Surpresang nagsagawa ng inspeksyon ang Land Transportation Office o LTO sa iba't ibang bus terminal sa Kamaynilaan. Ilan sa mga binisita ng LTO sa mga oras na ito ay ang Araneta at ang 5-star bus terminal sa Cubao, Quezon City. Kabilang din sa binisita ng ahensya ang Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange o mas kilala bilang PTEX sa Parañaque at Victory Liner Bus Terminal naman sa Caloocan. Maging sa Region 2 at sa Cagayan de Oro ay nagsagawa rin ng random at surprise inspection ng Field Enforcement Division ng ahensya. Nagtalaga ng 16 na team ang LTO Central Office na nag-iikot sa mga bus terminal sa kasalukuyan at dagdag pa rito ang team mula sa LTO NCR. Layunin ng biglang inspeksyon na matiyak ang kaligtasan ng mga mananakay na uuwi sa kanilang mga probinsya bunsod na rin ng long weekend kasabay ng paggunita ng undas. Alinsunod sa utos ni LTO Chief Assistant Secretary Chofi Lugualis III, wala mo lang apprehension o titikitan kundi warning lang sa ngayon. Pero kapag may nakitang violation o hindi pasado sa roadworthiness na maaaring maging sanhi ng aksidente, ay hindi papayagang bumiyahe kahit nakasalang na sa terminal. Sa mga oras na ito ay isang bus ng Baliwag Transit mula sa Caloocan at isang bus din ng Gold Bus mula sa Cubao ang hindi pinayagang bumiyahe dahil sa mga sirang signal light, walang no smoking sign at walang sticker na para sa PWD. Partikular na pakay ng inspeksyon ay ang kondisyon o safety ng mga bus, prangkisa, kalalagayan ng mga driver at kung sasapat ba ang bilang ng bus sakaling dumagsa ang mga pasahero. Mula rito sa Quezon City, ako si Chris Lucas nag-uulat para sa DZRJ 810 AM, ang Radyo Bandido TV.
Maraming salamat Sir Chris Lucas. Samantala meron naman tayong report mula kay Sir Jojo Sikat, no? Senator po, kinatuwa ang planong pagpapatupad ng DepEd sa feeding program. Nakatuwang ang LGUs mula sa report ni Sir Jojo Sikat. Sir Jojo, magandang hapon po.
Welcome para kay Senadora Grace po ang hakbang ng Department of Education na pag-aralan ng pagpapatupad ng feeding program katuwa ng mga lokal na pamahalaan. Una na kasing napag-alaman na plano ng DepEd na ibigay sa mga local government units ang implementasyon ng school-based feeding program pagdating ng taong 2028. Ayon kay po, mas may kaalaman ang mga barangay workers tungkol sa kanilang komunidad, kaya mas epektibo nilang matutukoy ang mga dapat na benepisyo ng programa at ang pagpapatupad nito. Umaasa ang senadora na magpapatuloy ang inclusive consultation na ito sa mga stakeholders para matiyak ang isang epektibong programa. Mahalaga para kay Senadora Grace po na may pagpatuloy ang pagbibigay ng masustansyang pagkain sa mga mag-aaral dahil ang pamuhunan sa nutrisyon ng kabataan ay magdudulot ng malusog na kinabukasan. Ako, si Jojo Sikat, nag-uulat para sa DCRJ 3AM, ang Radyo Bandido TV.
Maraming salamat Sir Jojo Sikat, no? Samantala naman, no? Wala pala na. Kala ko meron pa. Sorry. I thought there's another report. But anyway, before we introduce our guest for today, we would like to apologize first, no, to our tech, no. Actually, pre, nung ano ka, tawag dito, message ka, nabasa ko sa smartwatch ko. And then, sabi mo, sir, pasok na, nandito na yung guest. Sabi mo, taranta ako, pre. Taranta ako. Sobrang taranta ko, napalabas ako ng banyo, may sabon pa. Ayun. At the same time, ang isang naging problema, ang ingay ng aso ko, pasensya na, isa sa mga naging problema ko kaya medyo na-late ako, pre. Ako'y naatasang magbalot ng lumpia, kaya medyo inabot ako ng almost 150 yata yun nung natapos ko na yun. Tapos nagmamadali akong pumasok sa banyo, kumakatok pa ako kasi nandun yung anak ko. Sensya na, pre, talaga, ha. Anyway, ito, introduce na natin yung ating guest for today. No? She is 22 years old, a student pilot, who is also a grassroots environmentalist, passionate about the slow fashion movement. Her advocacy is establishing community vegetable gardens to highlight the importance of sustainable agriculture. In an effort to help change curb climate change and alleviate poverty, I donate and plant fruit trees in indigenous trees. I also donate menstrual cups in an effort to highlight the import of using eco-friendly alternatives to tampons and pads, which is also alleviating period poverty. Let's welcome our Miss Earth South Africa. It's no other than Sipo Sitebe. Hi, Sipo. Good afternoon. First, before we proceed to our interview, can you tell us more about South Africa? As we do know, no, there's a lot of things happens in Africa this year. But first, we would like to know, if ever, no, we visit South Africa, what are the places we should visit, no, in your country, and what are the foods you will offer to your tourists? Go ahead, Sipo. Is that your nickname, Sipo? How do I call you? Sip?
Yes, you are welcome to call me Zippo. My full name is Zippo Zetu, but I do accept Zippo. Thank you very much. And good morning from sunny South Africa to Radio Bandido listeners.
Yes,
now,
thank you.
If you would like to come to South Africa, I personally would suggest a coastal tour going along all the South African southern coast, because from there you will better be able to get a feel of our very rich and diverse fauna and flora, as well as our beach cultures within this country.
Okay. And then what are the foods usually you offer, no, from your tourists? Food.
Say again, please.
Something to eat.
Oh, food. We have a lot of foods. South Africa is a very culturally rich country, so you are bound to always find something that you like. I personally would say maybe some of our national dishes would be kind of a curry, but a snack that most people will usually eat is biltong, which is a dried meat snack. Or you can also have a koeksisterd, which is a sweet snack that you can have with tea.
Okay, that's good, no? Anyway, can we know about South Africa recent climate change or environmental issue that you experienced this year, 2022?
In South Africa, especially in the Eastern Coast, in KZN, we are unfortunately prone to having a lot of tropical rains, and that always causes flooding and washes out entire communities every year around about this time, and also at the beginning of the next year. It's something that is very pervasive in our society, and not only does it destroys rather families and their homes, but ultimately it destroys the livelihoods of the businesses within the area and people just trying to do their day-to-day livings.
Okay. And I've seen a video that there is somewhere in Africa who already have a snow. Which place it's in Africa? Which one?
Oh, we have snow in Lesotho, in the Drakensberg Mountains as well, and they expand. Although Lesotho is another country within South Africa, the Drakensberg Mountains expand into Lesotho as well as South Africa. It's very beautiful. You know, it's also a tourism destination here, and there is so much snow there, in fact, that you can actually go and have some snowboarding and some skiing there. It's also a place for, like ski resorts. They have ski resorts like that there too.
But we do know that South Africa is having a hot weather because sometimes you have a problem with water, no? But now, no, you have a lots of water and there is also a snow. How is it? How's the people on changing on climate and everything? Do they go sick? Something like that? What happened?
Yes, people often get sick in South Africa due to climate change. Often during the change of season, there's a lot of people that have like seasonal flus and things like that. But also because South Africa is a country with a very high wealth disparity rate, there's a lot of people living in poverty. And even people living in places like the Drakensberg Mountains where it snows, there's people that they cannot always quickly accommodate when it starts snowing. They're not able to just buy a jacket or just get a big blanket to keep them warm. They may not also have heating within their homes to keep them warm. So that definitely is a problem that we are having here as well.
Wow. No, so I hope the people would adjust and definitely your government will do things that can help your people too. What's the action of the government through this climate change?
The actions of the government always happen in small ways. And a lot of the time, it comes from mayors within cities reaching out to the community people and asking them what they want. Often more than not, you'll find that it is those mayors living within those cities that can better describe or better tell you a or better give you a decision of what they need within the area because they are living it and they're experiencing it firsthand. So
Go ahead.
ultimately, they usually will go into their communities and personally hand over blankets and foods and sometimes even oil lamps and heaters if they're able to find some within their capacity to the community people. And through those oil lamps and heaters, those people can use them for many, many months or sometimes even years to come.
Mhm. I hope your government will still no find ways not to help your people. But actually, I don't know. It is a good news with you. You have a lot of water came out from the rains. Before you have a lot of problem with supply of water and no rains at all. But now you do have no. So how do people adjust with it?
Unfortunately, although we are having a rainy season now, the rains have come a little bit later than they usually have. And also to add to this, we may be getting a lot of rains, but a lot of the time we are unable to properly, use this rainwater, collect it, refine it so that it's able to be ready, so that it's able to be clean drinking
Mm-mm,
water and washing water and like sanitation type of water. So that is also one of our infrastructure problems within South Africa.
mm-mm. So the government can actually your government can lend or I mean borrow money from the World Bank so that you can, you can be uh, made a machine or buy a machine that can ferment the rainwater into drinking water. So
Mhm.
how's the government did through it, no? Until now, for how many years it was happened, and what is the? Is the government still doing nothing about it?
Unfortunately, change is coming, but it's coming very slowly. Very few communities are able, some communities actually do have the facility to change this water, but not enough communities are able to do so. Like I said a bit earlier, there are still hundreds of thousands of people that are being displaced and their homes being wiped out because they are unable to account for the amount of water that is coming their way. And not only that, but even in very well developed areas, they also tend to fail to redirect water to their citizens' people. Currently in Joburg, which is Johannesburg actually, which is our one of our main cities that everyone knows about when they come here. There are whole communities and neighborhoods that are having a water crisis. They're having day zero of water. They're being told that they can only use about 50 liters of water at a time, and sometimes they'll go even a whole day without any kind of water coming out from the tap. And although they are acclimating to it and they are living with it, it's not a way to live at all.
Okay. Anyway, um, can we do also ask? I do know, no, there's a lot of pageants in South
Mhm.
Africa, and you must have also an opportunity to join Miss Universe, Miss World. Why did you choose Miss Earth?
I chose Miss Earth because through the Miss Earth South Africa brand, I know it is a brand that is for the upliftment of people and planet. Only through the upliftment of people and planet can we all move forward and can we all change the world for better ecologically in that case. Because we can only uplift one another and we can only live together and grow strongly with one another.
Okay. And um, through this, no, do you think you can definitely um, adapt and spread your advocacy through this platform?
Yes, I know Miss Earth and Miss Earth South Africa have given me a very big platform to share my advocacies. They are a pageant that has worked many years environmentally and towards the health and growth of people in many different ways via many different social advocacies. And I hope that I can add to them in my small way and with my strong social advocacy of of eradicating period poverty within not only my community but all over the world, because period poverty is something that is pervasive in all communities of the world.
Okay. Can we do know about your advocacy in this pageant?
My advocacy is menstrual health and women's health, really, awareness. In my country, we are having a crisis where young women are unable to go to school during a week in their life because they are having menstrual cycle. They are going through their menstrual cycle. And unfortunately, that takes about an estimated of maybe 3 months cumulatively out of their schooling experience. Ultimately, this brings them into even further poverty, hence period poverty, because them not being able to go through their education and go through their schooling as young people leads them further into poverty. It is because it is easier to fall deeper into poverty than to come out of it. I hope that one day I can spread the awareness of more eco-friendly menstrual products all over the world.
Okay.
Another one of my Another
Mm-hmm.
one of
Go
my
ahead.
eco projects is the fact that I plant and I have reestablished multiple vegetable gardens throughout the province of Gauteng. We, unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, have been unable to create streams of income. And because of that, many people have lost their jobs. And because of that, they are unable to put food on the table. By reestablishing backyard gardens and community gardens within people's homes, we are
Mhm.
able to secure food sources. Along with this, I have also pledged to plant 200 trees before I leave for the Philippines to compete in Miss Earth.
Wow, that's good to hear. No, let's clap for Sip. Anyway, you mentioned earlier, no, the backyard gardening is actually it's a good thing. No, actually during pandemic, we do encourage a lot of people to do this uh things, no, because they cannot go out because of the pandemic, a lockdown, whatsoever. So what they can do is they can go to their backyard and dig, no, and put some seeds to plant some vegetables, fruits, whatever they want to put, no, in their backyard, so that when the times of harvest, they will be able to get, no,
Mm,
some, no, uh, in order to I mean to sustain, no, what they need during the pandemic. But actually, it's still a good thing because people can learn, no, uh, throughout, no, agricultural ways, no, just like planting plants, planting trees, and then cultivating soil and greenhouse, having a own their greenhouse garden. That was, a best things they learn, no, during the pandemic, and they can still continue it,
mhm,
no, after the pandemic. I mean this year, no, 2022, and they can still harvest whatever they want, and it's fresh, no, and guaranteed that they do this, no, planting through their waste, no, without any chemicals or whatsoever. So definitely they can assure it is pure, pure
mhm.
organic. Am I right,
Yes,
Sip?
definitely right.
And it's a good for their
Yes,
health,
it's
no,
very
because
good.
it's
Mm,
organic.
it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
When I go
And
into the communities and I give them the vegetables, a lot of the time they've already planted quite a few. And some of the things I see in their garden, some of the vegetables I've seen, cabbages, spinach, um, lettuce are the biggest bunches of cabbage and spinach that I've seen even in the shops. I don't see, that big of a growth in regular vegetables that are sold in the shop. And it's very good that we're able to feed ourselves and our communities, even from a vegetable garden that is just the size of a doorstop, or that's just the size of your door.
mm-hmm, that's good, no? And I hope people will still continue doing this, no? And I'm not encouraging only in the Philippines, but also in other countries like you, in South Africa, no? So that they can still have their own vegetable, no? And able to provide their families. Anyway, can we do ask about your preparation? I do know that you are preparing throughout, no, this pageant, and
Mm.
as of now, what are your focus in this pageant?
I'm definitely focusing on delivering strong message and strong performance throughout. And one ways I do that is by keeping my mind and my body in check. I am exercising every day. I am attending my lessons every day. I am also a student, so I'm definitely studying every day. I'm in my books. I'm learning more about the world, and I hope that when I get there, I know very well that actually when I get there, I will learn more and I will get greater knowledge from my other Earth sisters that will be there, that are all having different climates and different faunas and floras within their communities. And I'm excited to not only learn from them, but also teach them something, because teaching and having that knowledge sharing experience is something very important to me. And it's something that Miss Earth definitely encourages amongst us.
Actually, it's a good thing, no, that you people are going to gather together and exchange learning from one another. And it's a great help, no? Not only for you, but also you can apply it or done this, no? Whatever you have learned into your country, which definitely can people also learn from you for what you have learned from others. That's right,
Yes,
Chip?
that's right. Exactly. Thank
Mm.
you.
Mm. Anyway, I have prepared some question here, and I hope you will able to answer some of this. Is it okay
Okay
with
with
you if
me.
I
Thank
ask
you
you a
very much. I
question?
love questions.
Okay. Anyway, if you're given a chance to go back in time when you made a mistake, would you go back and what? And will you fix it?
If I had the chance to go back in time, I definitely would change some of my mistakes. Firstly, I
Yes.
know I have said that I am a student, but however, it took me a very long time, or it took me about 2 years longer than my peers to get into university because
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, when I was doing my matric exams, they were not the best the first time or even the second time. So if I were to go back in time, I would definitely want to study a bit more because by now
Mm-hmm.
I will have graduated with my peers if I went at the time that I would. But I can say I don't regret it because here I am today sitting with you on Radio Bandido, preparing to
Mm-hmm.
go and compete with my other Miss Earth sisters, the Philippines, and I'm very excited to be here nonetheless.
Wow. Thank you very much. No, and thank you for mentioning our station. No? EZRJ Radio Bandido. Yes. Anyway, um, I have another question with you. We have still a lot of time, so that maybe it's okay. So we can talk
Yes, we can,
lots of
please.
questions. If it's okay. Um, for you, what is the greatest mistake of mankind?
The greatest mistake of mine?
Ma- Greatest mistake of mankind, people, or the, the people.
Yes.
What is the best? The greatest mistake of the people or mankind.
Definitely, the greatest mistake of the people would be neglecting the earth. Unfortunately, there is no planet B. We only have one earth, and the earth is dying. There are many ways that we can, in our own households, continue to protect the earth by, buying more eco-friendly, sustainable, non-single-use plastic items, things like using metal straws, but ultimately, we need to apply pressure to our governments and to corporations to stop manufacturing those kinds of products. We need to remember to reduce, reuse, recycle, and press our governments and press those corporations to also keep those three R's in mind.
Hmm. That's good. No, thank you very much for that, and I hope the government will listen to you and help you. No, whatever they can do in order to protect our Mother Earth. No, as we do know, no, uh, through this climate change, some country has been, you know, alarmed, no, for what happening in their country, which is never happened to them
Mhm.
before. No, but now, um, they made some changes, but definitely, uh, these changes they made is for good, not for temporary
Mhm.
only,
Yes.
no? Because some people doing good things temporarily, no? I just I find it some, no? Some people doing good things
Mhm.
temporarily. Anyway, um, I will ask you another question again. If ever, no? If you ever, they will make a movie about
Mhm.
you, your
Mhm.
life, no? They will make a movie of your life, no? What do you think the best um uh uh outcome, no, or the what they will learn, no, from this movie about your
Hmm.
life?
If they were ever to make a movie about my life, I would hope that the first thing that they learn is I am someone that afflicts the comfortable and comforts the afflicted. I always want to be known as someone that is ready to give a helping hand and that will rush towards those that are in need. And I do definitely hope that's something that will come true, or rather be seen on the big stage when we get to the Philippines.
Mhm. That's good, no? And I hope, no, um, some people will also learn from you, no, and they can be inspired. Some children or young person that they can do the same, whatever you did. Are you happy with that? If that
Yes, I'll
happened?
be very happy with that. I come from a country that has great wealth disparity. So when they see someone with a sash or a crown or really any big achievement going into their communities, especially someone that looks like them and speaks with them in their language, they feel not only a sense of camaraderie, but they already know that there is a place for them in this world. They can become more than what they are. They can rise up from being poverty stricken in one way or another. And it always helps to go into those communities, and really any community, actually, because ultimately we need representation. We need more people going into the communities and uplifting one another and really showing people that they shouldn't be scared to try.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, I have another question. If you ever, no, uh, face or have an opportunity to speak to the world leaders,
Mhm.
um, what is the summary of your speech and what will you say to them?
If I ever had the opportunity to speak to the world leaders, I would encourage them to plant more trees. We have enough waste, we have enough plastic products, we have enough things that are being pumped into our bodies and into our earth. We need more trees, we need more action, we need more essence, and we need more livelihood within our communities. That is what I would tell our world leaders.
Mm-mm. And I hope, because no, actually, no, the Earth has the lots of trees, definitely since before, no. Unfortunately, they cut it because they want to expand something just like roads,
Yes,
communities,
exactly.
buildings. Yes, That's what
Hmm.
happened, no. Even I've seen some places, actually, not only for sure, not only in your country, also in other country, also in the Philippines, that there were at least beside roads, or sometimes it was center of the roads, and then definitely after a year they cut it. No? And I asked them, why did you cut it? Because that was the order of our local government. We need to cut these trees because they need to put something elegant, just
Hmm.
like um
Yes, they want to build
uh
recreation center. They
uh
want to build a building,
oh
but they're cutting down oxygen
they
trees.
mm, the 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 issue that I definitely I'm not agree with what they did is they cut the tree and they put the synthetic plants
I've
uh
seen those.
on
I hate
the center of
those.
the road. Yeah, and then just like the others, what they did in the in the side of the road, they cut the trees and they put a synthetic plants. Why did you cut the true plants and
Mm,
then put a synthetic plants on it? No, and that was a no brainer for
mm,
me. No, they said no, sir, it's definitely a good things that we did because it's less maintenance than the actual trees, no? The actual trees need to be, we need to go there and put some water and also, something like that. It's normal, no? And you can ask the other people around the buildings to do the same, no? They can definitely put some water in their trees.
mm,
Uh, I mean, right across their buildings, so that definitely is a good help from the government. No,
Yeah.
if the people will help to not only plant but also to uh, uh, I mean water the plants, no, everywhere in their front, no, including the trees, no.
Mhm.
But I'm not agreed that what they did is just to cut the tree and put synthetic because they said it's less maintenance, no. Would you agree with it or not?
I don't agree with it. It's definitely cutting the tree itself is also a bit of a waste of their time
Mm,
because there's a lot of the time there's still roots there at the bottom, and even if you don't take out the even if, if you don't take out the roots, it's going something is going to
yeah.
grow. So it's a waste of their time to cut it. And not only that, but if there's indigenous trees, if the tree is an indigenous tree in that area, it's not going to need that much water.
Mm,
It's going to need very little maintenance. It's not going to destroy the road to keep it there. And I feel as if I know people have been doing this anyway, but if the government is going to do it, who's going to stop you? But people have been coming together as communities to tell their governments and their municipalities, hey, stop cutting this tree down. It's making oxygen, it's beautifying the area.
yeah.
It's taking care of itself, it's growing every year. It's
Mm,
in the autumn time when it gets cold, the leaves are going down, and in the spring the leaves are coming back. There's no need to
mm,
get rid of it. It's a tragedy that they do this. And I have also seen that thing you said, Odin, when they put the fake plants in the ground or around the area where there was already plants or flowers. It's nonsense. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
because sometimes I told them, no, why don't you put natural plants instead of synthetic? Because natural plants can absorb, no, carbon dioxide from emits from their cars, no, along the road. No, definitely it will be help, no, because that is their food, carbon dioxide, and then they
Mhm.
will emit also a good oxygen, no, around the area, so that the kids can play around and go around without necessary threat, no, from their health, no. And it's a good
Exactly.
thing.
Yes.
That's a good things also. But I don't know with this. Some people actually they're doing this because they are listening for their architecture. No, architect. Sorry, they listen
Mhm.
to their architect uh, be- because it's a good thing. No, we can put some lights on the plants if we going to replace them with synthetic plants, just like a LED flowers. Have you seen some LED flowers? Sometimes I've seen also somewhere here in the Philippines. I don't know why they didn't put original roses. Instead, they put synthetic and LED flowers on it. No, in a huge
Mhm.
farm. No, I was thinking, why did you do that? Why don't you put an original roses on that particular place instead of LED flowers?
Mhm.
No, it's pretty good things to see it at night, but definitely it's the same, no, during
Mhm.
daylight. Is that right?
It definitely is right. I mean, a lot of it is, if it's maintenance issue, it's nature. Nature can maintain itself. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
nature, it will grow and it will come back. If it's the problem of the government, they then can just come and take out some weeds or some plants that shouldn't be there. Something that will obstruct maybe the road specifically or the environment, or make some road signs or something less visible. But beyond that, I feel like nature in itself is so beautifying, and I understand the need for, or I understand why architects are always looking for a new way and to beautify nature, even even if they don't know anything about agriculture or they're trying to get into it a little bit more. But the best way to ensure your natural beauty is just exactly to do that, to keep it natural.
Mm. Actually, no, for those architect who are listening, no, you don't need to cut some trees or to cut some plants or to put LED flowers. You can put a natural flowers on it. If you want to highlight that flowers at night, you just put a good spotlight, no,
Yes.
uh, around this farm, no, so that they can see the beautiful flowers during at night. Will you agree with
Mhm.
me, Sipo? Yeah, is that
Yes,
right?
for sure. There's
Oh,
lots
and
of places here that have, kind of nature centered as one of the attractions. South Africa is a country with a lot of natural diversity and a lot of ecotourism. In fact, that makes up the bulk of a lot of our tourism. People coming here to see, the big five, which is the top five animals,
mhm.
and to go for hikes and, to really get into nature. So there's a lot of places where there's also buildings where they have highlighted plants and they've really tried to show you the wonders of nature in more ways than one.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much. I hope some people will listen to us and definitely agree for what we said, including no the replacement of natural plants to synthetic plants. This is a no-brainer idea for us, no? And I hope the architect would change their mind and try to consider things, no? Sometimes I'm just thinking these people are maybe are lazy, not uh, I mean, no, they are lazy to water the plants. Because actually it's easy, no. Actually, the nature also can do this do their job at their own. Sometimes rains can definitely water the plants throughout that. No, I don't know why they need to change the or to I mean to um destroy the plants or take it away from the soil and put some synthetic plants on it. Well,
Mhm.
it's a no no for us. Anyway, I'll give you opportunity to thanks those people who helped you this pageant. Go ahead, Sipo.
I would like to thank many people, actually. There's quite a few people that have
Go
helped
ahead.
me along the way as a Miss Earth South Africa. Firstly, I would actually like to thank my Miss Earth South Africa organization for giving me the title and for really making me a symbol for my community and my country. And I'm very excited to go into communities and rather continue to go into communities and help the people that need it the most. Secondly, I would like to thank some of the communities that I have helped. I would like to thank the mayors of these communities as well. I would like to thank the mayor of the Rand West municipality, just outside of Gauteng, or actually rather just outside of Krugersdorp, for allowing me to come into their weekly Friday community cleanup and speaking to the children of the community and for them taking and planting my trees within their schools. I would like to thank the Nico Community Garden for planting my trees as well. The Dineko Community Garden is in Lisedi, and I would like to thank the mayor of Lisedi as well for helping me get in contact with that community garden, because they are actually an all woman run community garden, and it's coming out, and their garden rather is being planted at the back of multiple of their homes. I would also like to thank the mayor of Swane for bringing me to the Manja Care Home in Hartbeespoort and really showing me that there are many ways to help people, even people that cannot necessarily help themselves. The Manja Care Facility is a home for is a home for disabled peoples, and they are usually a lot of older disabled peoples living there in that community. And I'm happy to have given them also some fruit trees and to go into their garden as well, because they also have their own vegetable garden, and see how big their cabbages are and how they are thriving really, and how well taken care of they are. And actually, all these vegetable gardens I've mentioned, they sell their produce into their community, and some of them even supply to local grocery shops within their area. I would also like to thank the Cheetah Care Center for helping me with my research for my fauna animal, for my fauna rather, for the Miss Earth organization. They are a group, they are rather actually an organization that has really helped me see what cheetahs are going through in our country. And they actually are the ones that told me that cheetahs are extinct. You know, a big identifier of our country, and one of our big tourism drawers is going extinct. There are only 7,000 cheetahs in the wild in southern Africa, and it's very sad to see that they're going extinct. But because of their help, because of the cheetah rehabilitation center's help, we are able to find new ways to help them, and we can also help the staff of that community. I think finally, Mike Francisco and Radio Bandido, I would also love to thank you guys for having me on your radio show. This is actually my first official radio interview actually, since I have been stashed as Miss Earth South Africa. Thank you very much. I've had such a good time. I was sashed only at the end of September,
Wow.
so really it's been a wild ride since then, and I've had to prepare a lot. And thank you so much for opening the ears of your listeners and allowing me to come here and really enjoy myself and spread my message and have a strong performance and give a strong message to all of you. I'm very happy to be here with you all, and I hope you listeners at home are really enjoying. I can't wait to be with you physically in the Philippines this November. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, thank you. Anyway, no, thank you very much, Sipo, and thank you for all the viewers out there. And I hope you will support Miss Africa during their pageant. No, anyway, thank you very much sa lahat po nanood at susunod na may programang trendy. Sorry, SOS, kasamang Johnny Gomez. Thank you very much at tomorrow, no, kindly watch Litrato Philippines again, 2 to 3 p.m. here at TCRJ 10 a.m. Radio Bandido TV. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you.